You're not that guy, pal. You're not.
Welcome to Fearless with Jason Whitlock. I am Jason Whitlock, and Cam Newton is right. I'm not that guy, pal. Whoever Cam Newton thinks that guy is, I'll get into on today's show. Happy Thursday to you and yours. We have a lot to discuss. It's just going to be you and me taking on Cam Newton, Stephen A. Smith, someone over at Barstool Sports, Kirk Minihane, I think is his name. We got this clown Godfrey, comedian. Everybody's coming at me about Joy Taylor and the Fox Sports allegations, and Dave Portnoy's coming at me, and everybody has something to say about me. I want to start with, I don't know who this Godfrey is. He's a comedian. He's got a pretty good YouTube following or whatever. I just want to play a little quick 30, 40-second soundbite of this Godfrey, and he's upset with me about Joy Taylor and the stuff we've been talking about on this show. And I'm thinking, this guy's a comedian. And someone gives him great material. Big cans of peanut butter skin. I'm giving you great material. And this is your reaction?
Jason Whitlock. This dude has bugged me for man. He has bugged me for years. What's wrong with this dude, man? It seems like he's always been against African American men, African American athletes. He just seems like kind of a traitor, you know? Jason Whitlock is what I call him. He's always saying shit against us. For some reason, it feels that way. If I'm wrong, you can say whatever you want in the comments. It just feels that way.
Who is this clown? I don't know. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about him. But some of these others, and particularly Cam Newton, I am going to come for you today because it's necessary, and it's a great opportunity to have a much bigger and broader discussion. Listen, I'm going to start. Let's play Kirk Minihane, and there's all of this naivety and reaction to what I said. And Jason Whitlock think he was going to bang Joy Reid. Jason Whitlock, he's fat, but he couldn't bang Joy Taylor. Joy Taylor's attractive. And I'm just like, these are grown men, allegedly. Grown men, allegedly. And their lack of common sense, street sense, worldly wisdom is baffling to me. Let's listen to Kirk Minihane and his crew. I think this is about 90 seconds, maybe 100 seconds of him and his crew reacting to me.
Yeah.
I know what I'm capable of.
Sexual predator?
That big rack of hers that she showed off constantly.
Is this real? Yeah.
It's just, and that peanut butter skin with that big rack. Like, Jay,
are you sure this is real?
It was AI or no?
He is stone cold. It does feel like
no,
AI.
it is. What's he going to rape her?
No, he's just saying.
He knows who he is.
Single man. Maybe he would have taken a shot at her or something.
He's a disgusting pig, though.
Sounds like rape. He's got some swag. He can't contain himself.
He's obese.
You and your dirty minds. He's going to put the moves on her, is all he's saying.
He tweeted that from his own account.
I mean, he's just snapped, though. He's like,
he's
like,
oh, he tweeted that.
Yes, this is why
I saw peanut butter skin going around. That's what that was?
That's what that was. Yep.
He tweeted out, "This is why I don't want Joy Taylor on my show at Fox Sports. That big rack of hers and that peanut butter skin. I know what I'm capable of."
Jesus. You think she would be interested in his? Do you think that she would want to have sex with him?
Well, I mean,
it's about attitude,
the
baby. You're
allegations are
thinking
true.
about looks.
And at the time some of this was going on, he had a television show.
Oh, that's true.
So
it's a big deal.
That big rack of hers.
Big rack.
Yes.
Peanut butter skin. What else?
What are they talking about? Did Harvey Weinstein, did he win some amazing beauty contest? Was he some kind of standard in beauty? What world are they living in? What world are they living in where they think someone that, go read the lawsuit, go read the 42 page, and I worked at Fox Sports, I know Nusheen, I know Joy Taylor, I know Charlie Dixon, I know Skip Bayless, I know Shannon Sharp, I know that world. And I've lived 57 years, and I've seen a lot. What world are they living in where they think that a woman who those types of allegations are made against, and someone who was there at the time and watched how she operated, and you think that loose women have some sort of beauty standard that they're beholden to? You think that hot women that sleep around somehow like, oh, I won't go there, but I'll do this and I'll do that. You think that you think that like attractive men have some sort of standard? When you've been given over to a reprobate mind, when you've allowed sexual lust and your sexual identity and sexual conquest to define who you are, you think there's some place they won't go? This is the arrested development or the willful ignorance that's being displayed here, or just the ignorance that's being displayed here. But it's like, you wonder why you can't get me to go away? This entire industry has been, oh God, please, Jason Whitlock, just go away. Don't be relevant. We've done this. We've smeared you in the New York Times. We smeared you at Deadspin. We've smeared you all across social media. We've been begging people forever. Ignore Jason Whitlock. Quit making him relevant. And you wonder why I can't go away? Because look at my competition. These people are know-nothings, and they're cowards. They're know-nothings and cowards. And so the reason why you can't get rid of me is because I'm not a know-nothing and I'm not a coward. And I don't say that beating my chest like, oh my God, I'm the bravest guy in the world and I'm the smartest guy in the world. It's a statement about how stupid and cowardly you are. This stuff is common sense 101, and you all are so controlled by, oh, I don't really like Jason Whitlock, and I need to kiss Dave Portnoy's rear end, so let me say something stupid that lets everybody in the audience know, yeah, I'm just a coward and a punk, and I don't really know anything, and so let me pretend like, oh my God, I can't believe Jason Whitlock would make some sort of statement like he had a chance with Joy Taylor. I apologize to Joy Taylor for saying this. This will be the most inappropriate thing that I've said about Joy Taylor, but it's universally true. It's not just true about her. But who didn't have a chance with Joy Taylor? Dead man? That's about it. These people are nuts. They don't understand men and women. You go take the most attractive man in the world. There's no woman. And if he's controlled by his penis and he's controlled by his sexual identity and I'm a cocksman and I lay pipe everywhere, there's no woman he won't bang. I've seen it. I've seen some of the most masculine, beauty standard fitting men, athletes that have access to everybody, and they will bang some of the most unattractive, overweight, nasty women in the planet. Because now I'm about to go to a level maybe some of you aren't ready for, but it's no different than strip clubs. There's levels too. There's like hey man, Spearmint Rhino in Las Vegas, they catered to one crowd, and there was a standard the women had to meet. You could only be so heavy. You could only have so many tats and there was a beauty standard that you had to hit. And then there's some other strip clubs in Vegas where you don't have to hit those standards. You don't even have to come close. You just have to be willing to get naked and shake your rear end and do whatever. And this is across the country. You can go to Miami and there's Tootsie's that's at one standard. Then there's, depending on what, then there's King of Diamonds that's at one standard. And then there's much lower end. And trust me, a place like King of Diamonds caters to everybody. They got high end and they got low end. They got fat, nasty women. They got really attractive women. They got women with tats in places you didn't even know they could tattoo someone. They got it all. And I've seen men, and I know men, that whole cross-section and spectrum, they will tap. So they can go brag and talk to their friends about it. And anyway, the naivety, the stupidity, the willful ignorance, this is embarrassing. None of these people have common sense. None of these people understand human nature. None of these people understand like sexual politics and sexual liberation and what it means. And it's like you'll look out at an abortion rally and you'll see these big, fat, nasty, 280-pound, blue-haired women talking about my body, my choice. I'm gonna have an abortion. And your reaction will be like, ain't nobody hitting that. And you're wrong. And you're wrong. And I'm gonna go a cut deeper. I'm not gonna stay here, but I'm just trying to give you an understanding of what we've done to this world by dismantling the family structure. And when you dismantle the mama-daddy family structure, when you buy into feminism, when you buy into all these alternative family structures, you've made children more vulnerable. You've made it easier for predators to have access to your children. That's the consequence of destroying the family. And the reason why these people are saying so much stupid stuff is because they're detached from biblical wisdom. And many of them go to church every Sunday, but they have no idea what they're listening to, the minister doesn't know what he's even talking about. He doesn't even spell these things out because he's so afraid of the single women in his church. He will not explain to them, hey, your rejection of earthly man, your desire to be the leader and come up out of your role and play the role of a man. There are consequences and curses placed on your children that are incredible and enormous, and you will have to answer for this when the time is appropriate. And so my point in saying that is like, these idiots don't realize what time we're living in. We've destroyed the traditional family structure. We have destroyed the roles that men and women are supposed to play. And we've left our kids vulnerable. And so you may be like, hey, why would some 25-year-old athlete with millions of dollars in his prime, good-looking guy in perfect shape, why would he be banging some 300-pound woman on the side? May not be his out front main chick, but she's in his rotation. Why is this going on? And it's because when that unsupervised athlete in these tattered and destroyed families, where mom and daddy might both still be together, but they're both out chasing a check, and these kids aren't properly supervised and managed. And when they're not properly supervised and managed, trust me, there's a 31-year-old, lonely, obese woman who will have sex and pleasure your 12 and 13-year-old son. And so at 12 or 13, some obese, lonely woman has pleasured your son and given him a habit that he will never break. Your first and early sexual experiences set the tone for the rest of your sexual life. And that's why God doesn't want you involved in that activity until you're married. And so when there's been no proper standard set at 11, 12, 13, 14 years old, when your overweight babysitter at 24, or I don't care if she's the proper weight, when you're no morals having 25-year-old babysitter that's 120 pounds is doing sexually inappropriate things with your 12 and 13 and 14-year-old son, she's a predator who's planting the seeds for that 12 or 13-year-old boy or girl to become a predator themselves. These are the consequences. And these people talking are idiots. They don't know what's going on. Cam Newton's at the top of this, and I'm about to get there. But before I do that, I want to walk you through our guy, Stephen A. Smith, another idiot. And he's an installed idiot. He's there intentionally to be an idiot. He's there to make idiocy and stupidity normal. And so he, yesterday, again, because he's a coward and he's willfully ignorant, he's basically complaining about me. How dare Jason Whitlock? He won't say my name because he's a coward. But how dare guys like Jason Whitlock, who I won't name, how dare they say, use this Joy Taylor thing to argue that women don't belong in this industry, and oh my God, women just need to stand up, and why are they being so silent? And Joy Taylor is so professional. Here's a little clip of Stephen A. Smith yesterday talking about me and complaining about me while he panders to, I think, some woman named Rachel Lindsay. Play the clip.
And here's the thing. People need to understand that's one of the reasons that you might not be hearing anything from her, nor Skip Bayless or anybody else, because they can turn around and sue. And they got their, I mean, think about the allegations that have been thrown out against them. Think about, the need that they may feel to retaliate. And as a result of that, I think that is even further requirement for people to be careful. But let me tell you why I wanted you on here, Tori, because I have to admit, I'm pretty pissed off. Now, there's a few people's names I'm not going to mention because, damn it, they ain't worth it, okay? And I get that. But there's a few men out there that are acting like, this is the perfect excuse to justify why we make the argument that women don't belong in the industry, which is an incredibly egregious thing to say, okay? They'll look at any woman sitting in a host chair or any woman that's a reporter out there or any woman that has to walk into the locker room, and all of a sudden their credibility is being questioned. My thing, what I'm more appalled at by, rather, even that, is the women all over social media that are allowing it most egregious, Tory, is the abundance of women out there who are laughing, who are pointing the finger at Joy Taylor with a profound level of guilt as if they know. Even when they throw in the word allegedly, they do it with smirks on their face, sort of dismissive, because in this business, we know how to speak with our body language, not just with words. And not only that, they're using it as an excuse to question her credibility. Now, I don't know what happened, but let me tell you what I do know. I know that I've seen Joy Taylor on TV a lot over the years, and I think she's pretty damn good. I think she's very capable. I think she's worthy of the position that she has on Fox Sports. I think her podcast with Taylor Rooks is a damn good podcast. I think her credentials in this business have been established.
So this is what I mean when I say these people are installed and they're idiots and they're there to distract you. And like, how dare I question the credibility of Joy Taylor? Stephen A., I've questioned your credibility in the strongest way possible. To sit here and to pretend like, oh, I've only questioned Joy Taylor or women, Are you kidding me? I've questioned the entire industry. That this is all a rigged up system to promote idiocy and to promote willful ignorance. And so that people are in denial of the facts and the truth. And so, yeah, if you're gonna have a Stephen A. Smith, you gotta have the Joy Taylors of the world. You have to take something, sports, that have been dominated by men, conversations about sports, which have been dominated by men, and you have to inject feminism into that conversation so that men like Stephen A. Smith will talk like women. And he does that regularly. And I've pointed it out that this is the problem with all of these guys. They get around a woman, and the next thing you know, they start pandering. And if it's an attractive woman, oh my God, there's no limit to what they won't say. And so Stephen A. Smith, upset with me, can't really talk about it because he's scared of me. I get it, but I'm trying to, this is how uninformed Stephen A. Smith is. Because at one point, I think in one of these clips, he mentioned something about, and we got to make sure that that's part of the clip. We got to he mentioned something about Joy Taylor and Taylor Rooks doing a podcast together and how great it is. And I'm just like, oh, this dude's so uninformed. And again, if you're going to make that reference, Stephen, at least recognize, and the show's been canceled. They walked away from each other. So no matter how great you're pretending and lying to think that this show is great and blah, 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 it doesn't even exist anymore, Stephen A. You're so freaking uninformed. It's embarrassing. And your point of view is so, you're so detached from biblical wisdom that you sound like an idiot and you say stupid things constantly. And I thank God for it, to be quite honest with you, because as I said at the very beginning of this, Stephen A.'s idiocy is the reason why I remain relevant, despite all the forces working against me and Fearless and what we do here. I remain relevant because these people are so stupid and so cowardly that I'm your only source of consistent, like authentic, intelligent, brave sports commentary, or just commentary about the world. Look at what I'm competing against. This Stephen A. is some sort of retard that they gave a thesaurus to. This man, he flunked 4th grade, and they tried to hold him back, and he acknowledges in his own book that he had a high school counselor laugh at the thought of Stephen A. going to college. Anybody that worked with Stephen A. at the Philadelphia Inquirer and early in his career, when he was trying to be a writer, guy wrote like at a 6th, 7th grade level. And the editors are rewriting everything for, because he's propped up and installed. But Stephen A. he's not built for this time we're living in terms of this combat that's going on between the patriarchy and the matriarchy. And that's why I'm so despised, because it's like, no, there's a battle over dominion, over leadership between men and women. And I want to make it crystal clear. You can choose whatever side you want. That's America. You can be for the matriarchy. But I'm going to make it crystal clear. You're out of step with what God intended, what God wants. Don't call yourself a Christian. Don't pretend to be a Christian. If you're pro-matriarchy, if you're pro-women in power and leading, if you're pro this feminism that is absolutely destroying America, Black America, we've been destroyed. because we hopped on board with feminism and female leadership from the get-go. Now it's just destroying the rest of America. But the results are all in. And I'm tired of the people pretending like, well, it really wasn't feminism and blah, blah. If we had just, men this and white man that and Christianity this and evangelicals that and black men are no good and blah, blah, blah. So you can choose whatever you want. But you're just letting everybody know, hey, look, I'm really a Satanist. I really have that I may not even know it, but that's why a lot of people reject this show is because like, oh, I'm going to make you know it. I'm going to let you know exactly what you're doing. And you are. And this whole little equality movement, it's bogus. Because it pits, hey, equality, that pits you men and women against each other. We're supposed to complement each other, do different things, have different roles. And Stephen A. Smith and this little woman, Rachel Lindsay, or whatever her name is that he's got on his show, they're, oh, no, we're all equal. Molly Karam, she knows just as much about football, and she's qualified to talk football with Ryan Clark and all these other football players as anybody else. Now, yes, was she an IG model before this? Did she have any journalistic chops before the Kari Chan? Any of them? And so, Jason Whitlock's the bad guy for pointing it out. For pointing out that Stephen A. Smith is a clown and they've installed him for a purpose and they make him look smart by putting him in a room with a woman who will make Stephen A. Smith pander and make Marcus Spears and Damian Woody and Ryan Clark and Dan Orlovsky make them pander too. That's what's so comical about all this is I compliment Joy Taylor and say, hey, she's got a big rack and peanut butter skin. That's a compliment. She bought that big rack. Those aren't homegrown racks. That was bought and paid for. You know how I know? And this ain't me bragging, but Cam, I'm about to get to you when you say, you ain't that guy. I bought those racks before. I put those racks on an Instagram model before. I can recognize it because I know how ratchet and degenerate and reprobate my mind used to be. So you buy them racks so that people notice, hey, she's got a pair of racks. She bought them or someone bought them for her. That's why you do it. And so I just noticed, hey, she's got a big pair of racks. I know what women with those big pair of racks, I know what they do. I know what they're capable of. I know why they put them on display. Because they're sitting there like, look at Whitlock, his simp ass. I put these racks in front of his face and he will pander. And so I'm the bad guy for pointing this out? For pointing out that men like peanut butter skin? I checked yesterday and asked some of my friends, you like peanut butter skin? Oh, I love peanut butter. Who doesn't love peanut butter? Best time of the year is the summer when everybody, black girls, white girls, everybody's got peanut butter skin. Anybody that wants it? Everybody loves peanut butter. But I'm the crazy guy. And Kirkman, I can't believe he said that. That's not AI. He said big rack and peanut butter skin. I can't believe it. These people work for Dave Portnoy. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Jason Whitlock said big racks and peanut butter skin. They work for Barstool Sports. Think it through. I'm the fake person. They're laughing at me. They work at Barstool Sports. Barstool. How many IG models, half-naked girls have appeared on Barstool's website? Their entire brand is built on big racks, big cans, and peanut butter skin. These are idiots. Cam, I've gone off on these guys first because I want to, best I can, play somewhat nice with you, Cam, because I feel sorry for you, and not in a condescending or I'm trying to degrade you. But when you're born with as much physical skill and talent as a Cam Newton, it diminishes your intellectual evolution. If I was 6'5" and easily as muscled up as Cam Newton and could do all the different things he could do as an athlete, why would I develop intellectually when the world has so much to offer me for developing physically? And again, part of that, particularly when you're black, is the system is rigged so that you're worth more as an idiot than you are as an intellectual. Thomas Sowell will fart out intellectual wisdom in his sleep. One of the most brilliant minds America's ever produced. He ain't never gonna sniff $50, $60 million, the kind of money we throw at overgrown idiot athletes. You know, he don't even want it, but he's not gonna get it. We don't value Thomas Sowell, Clarence Thomas, we don't value intellectual heavyweights, particularly when their skin color is a little darker than peanut butter. We just don't. And when I say we, you'll hear, oh, you talking about the white man. And I'm talking about black folks too. We definitely want to hear from the idiots and put more value in what the idiots say than any black intellectual heavyweight that wants to have a serious discussion. This is across the board. You can blame white folks if you want to, but we're right there with them. Because we got a group of puppet masters that we answer to that control our culture that has said, you know, you're the culture of minstrel shows and minstrel idiots. And so Cam Newton put this big top hat on, put this hairstyle on, and go on these shows and play the minstrel role alongside Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp, and whoever else we can pair you up with. And so here's Cam Newton yesterday talking about me and going off how I'm not that guy. Play the clip.
Hey, Jason Whitlock. Hey, my guy. No, you're not my guy. Guy, come here. You're not that guy, pal. You're not. That big rack of hers, that's inappropriate. That butter skin, that's inappropriate. Like, bro, you're not that guy. So to comment on something like this, bro, stay in your lane. Whether Joy did what she did, the accusations are true or not, stay in your lane, Jason. All right? Because, bro, like, you're having an outer body experience, and it's time for me to put you back in your body to let you know, bro, you're not that guy, pal.
Yeah.
So whether you want to speak on your 2 cents or not, keep it. Please do. Because, no, it ain't that. But Joy, is she a very attractive woman? Absolutely. And it's not for me to make inappropriate statements, Jason, by saying that rack. Like, bro, come on, bro. Like, all right, let's put it like this, since we want to get personal. Like, who you sleeping with?
What she look like?
Like, bring her to the forefront, him to the forefront, because now you got to be open in these things.
You gotta be, huh?
You know what I'm saying? And it ain't no shade, but I'm just keeping it a bug. Yeah. This is a person who's, bro, like been a villain in the industry for years. So I'm like, bro, we want to see her. Him? Whoever. I'm not judging you, bro. I'm just saying, don't say no inappropriate things like that and not be questioned about that.
So the first thing Cam Newton has to do for me to fully understand this, who's that guy? What are we talking about here? Define that guy for me, Cam. And I say this in all seriousness. I would love to have this conversation with you on what makes someone that guy. And then ask yourself, do I want to be? Does Jason Whitlock want to be that guy? Because, maybe this is just a misunderstanding about what that guy is and whether or not I want to be it. Here's who I want to be, Cam. I want to be a Christian who provides biblical wisdom to young people and older people who reject, deny, don't fully understand, don't comprehend the wisdom that's spelled out in the Bible. That's the guy I'm trying to be. And so, to the best of my ability, that's who I am. That's the guy that I want to be. I think Cam is insinuating that I'm not that guy because in his view, you ain't that guy. You're not knocking off these 304s in television and on Instagram. You're not that guy. You can't talk about these women that are sleeping their way to the top because you're not that guy. You're not betting those women. And what I would say, Cam, is you're right. I'm not that guy. I don't want to be that guy. I'm trying to be a guy that reaches people like Cam Newton and say, being that guy is an actual mistake. And to, not to a full degree, but to a lesser, I've been that idiot guy who, if Cam, you don't watch this show often, I wouldn't think. You only get the clips and occasionally. But Cam, on this show, I talk constantly about the mistakes that I've made in my life, trying to foolishly be that guy that perhaps you're talking about. And this is years ago. And I've said on here, like, man, God sent me 2 women that would have been the perfect wife for you and would have brought you so much joy and would have made you so holy, and you would have loved them. They were beautiful. They were smart. They understood sports. They blah, blah, blah. Got you, sent them to you. And Whitlock, you were so stupid and retarded that all the devil had to do to make you reject these blessings that God sent you was put a 304 in your life that would distract you from this gift that God sent you. So I've been that retarded guy who thought, I've said on this show that, one of my best friends, I love him to death, and he is my best friend, but I can remember, I'm at a crossroads and a decision-making point. This actually happened in real life where, I got this 304 that I've been banging for a long time, and I got this perfect gift from God who's all into me, and my best friend was like, man, you gonna let that go for this? That girl ain't got no big booty. You gonna let all that booty go for this? Are you crazy? N-word? Man, and me, being the retarded person that I was, literally said, yeah, you right. It's one of the dumbest things I've ever done in my life. And Cam, because I think your father was a minister, your parents raised you up in a biblical home, but it feels like you've rejected all of that. And you think you're out here killing it, being that guy, and you got baby mamas from strip clubs and baby mamas from Instagram. You done knocked up 304s all across the South and had babies with them. And I guarantee you've missed your blessing. You don't even understand what this world and this life is about. And I used to think the same way as you. I didn't understand what this world and life was about. I didn't understand the pursuit of holiness. I fell for the trap of the pursuit of momentary happiness. Happiness is always momentary. Heaven doesn't promise you a life of happiness. It promises you a life of holiness, eternal holiness. And then you find your happiness in being holy. And so I used to be as retarded as Cam Newton. And you know, that's why this isn't a shot. And my goal in life is to stop the next Cam Newton from making a mistake that I've made or I've seen other men make. And so you don't want to dirty up, miss your blessing because you're out pursuing happiness. Happiness is for idiots and retards. Happiness is something women spend a lot of their time focused on. It's a trivial pursuit, and that's why they need to be covered by a man in marriage who they're following. That man needs to be following God, and they need to be that woman needs to be following that man as he follows God. And then she'll snap out of her pursuit of happiness, and he will help her understand that we're in this relationship for the pursuit of holiness. And we're going to get to spend an eternity with Jesus Christ. An eternity. Not 40 years or 50 years or 60 years or 80 years or 90 years, an eternity. And so Cam, I just, the whole, stay in your lane comment, Cam. This is my lane. I'm 57 and I'm trying to pass on what I know so that others can benefit from it. I see you, Cam, as it relates to football, you try to share your football knowledge through camps and all that other stuff with kids and try to share your football knowledge with young people. I don't know if you have much life wisdom to share with young people. It doesn't appear that that's your thing. And you don't want to be that guy. You want to be popular. You want to be that guy that's still out in strip clubs and just throwing your seed any and everywhere. And having a distant, a non-ideal relationship with your kids. You want to be that guy. And I'm telling you, there's more fulfillment in getting married and having kids that you're in the home with every day. And I hear you on your who you effing deal. What do you say? Who you effing? And I've been the villain forever in this deal. Cam, I used to spend a lot of time worried about who I was effing. And now I don't. Because I finally figured out that's not the key to what my purpose here in life is. Holiness. Who I'm effing outside of a marriage, doesn't define my pursuit of holiness. And so there was a time I could provide you a laundry list. I wouldn't do it because I'm also wise enough to know, like, hey man, as an adult, as a public figure, you should have a personal life, a private life, and a public life. John Thompson taught me that, the legendary basketball coach. That was his saying. And when he said it, I didn't understand, but now I do. And many of you athletes and many of the people today, because of this social media deal, you all think everything should be a public life. I've never believed that. I don't believe that. Wise people don't believe that. That when you're someone like me that's out here speaking these types of truths, you don't want to put a woman on the front lines of that. Because trust me, I know that there are unwise people like yourself that when I point out like, hey man, what Joy Taylor's doing here is inappropriate, it's wrong, what everybody involved in this is doing is inappropriate and wrong, I know the reaction of unwise people that if I'm trying to be nice, I would say idiots like yourself, but I'm gonna call you unwise. The first thing you do is like, who you effing? And then you would attack her. And that's why people need a public life, a private life, and a personal life. But y'all think everybody's doing these TV shows, where the Truman Show. I saw something on WeTV where Matt Barnes has the Barnes Bunch. I'm like, Matt Barnes? The idiot basketball player that's being violent with everybody? And then the woman he's doing the show with, he got her out here on Front Street. And people doing research on her and her background and sharing all that. And that's again, this is like Joy Taylor and these other people in TV and just how unwise they've been by showcasing themselves as these sexual objects because it puts a target on their back. And then next, there's all this gossip around them and what they're doing sexually is people's constant conversation. And then predators get involved and say, oh, I see some easy prey and I can get some dirt on them. And just like Joy Taylor feels like, hey, I got dirt on Charlie Dixon and I got dirt on Emmanuel Acho and I can control them. Trust me, there are people that's like, I got dirt on Joy and I can control her. This is all unwise. It all leads to chaos and disaster. And Kim, if you can't look, and I hate to put this in a racial light because it applies to all of America, but it should be so crystal clear to American blacks that this sexual liberation and this feminism and this pandering to women, it doesn't work. Look at our children. Are you this stupid? I've taken a lot of heat because I don't like to talk about Dwayne Wade's son. Because I hold out hope for Dwayne Wade. I really do, and I still do. But are you looking at our children? You looking at Magic Johnson's son? Or are you looking? Dude, I went to a Ball State homecoming several years ago and talked about it on this show, and I went through the area where all the black fraternities and sororities were. And I'm like, this is Ball State University. I think we got maybe 18, 20,000 students. Maybe of that 18 to 20,000, 3,000 of them are black. And I went through the fraternity deal, and I went to college in the 80s. And so this is me going back to college in early 2020s or late 2000, the 19s or in the teens, somewhere in there. And I'm like, holy cow, these fraternities are flaming. You had dudes sashaying through there, Kappas, Alphas, Omegas. And I was like, damn, 25% of these dudes are on fire. They are flaming. It wasn't like that when I was growing up. You got our kids walking around with their pants hanging off their butt, can't read at a 5th grade level. They're not getting married. They're having kids in and out of wedlock. I mean, it's crazy. And you think I'm the bad guy because I'm sitting here saying, hey, we need to rethink what we're doing here. This sexual liberation, this feminism, this matriarchy, this worship of women, this worship, and this, we got to get all the way to the root cause of this worship of mama. It's leading to our destruction. It's incredibly obvious. And so I get it. Y'all like Cam Newton. He's cool. He made it to the NFL. And these athletes, and they're cool. And Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson and all these jocks. They're the cool guys. And everybody, it's a group of idiots who are being willfully ignorant of the results. When your demographic is getting abortions, child sacrifice at the rate that our kids are, there's curses that go along with that. God is angry. He's disappointed. You can't live this lifestyle and expect positive results. Are you ready to jumpstart your health in 2025? Lumen can help. Lumen is the world's first handheld metabolic coach. It's a device that measures your metabolism through your breath and on the app. It lets you know if you're burning fat or carbs and gives you the tailored guidance to improve your nutrition, workout, sleep, and even stress management. All you have to do is breathe into your Lumen first thing in the morning, and you'll know what's going on with your metabolism, whether you're burning mostly fats or carbs. Then Lumen gives you a personalized nutrition plan for that day based on your measurements. You can also breathe into it before and after workouts and meals so you know exactly what's going on in your body in real time, and Lumen will give you tips to keep you on top of your health game. Because your metabolism is at the center of everything your body does, optimal metabolic health translates to a bunch of benefits, including easier weight management, improved energy levels, better fitness results, better sleep. Everything improves. Take the next step to improving your health. Go to lumen.me/fearless to get 20% off your Lumen. That is Lumen, LUMEN.me/fearless for 20% off your purchase. Thank you, Lumen, for sponsoring this episode. It's so obvious the consequences of this child sacrifice. And child sacrifice, trust me, at the top of that is this abortion deal. But child sacrifice comes from these dysfunctional families, these single parent run homes, this matriarchal worldview. We're sacrificing our kids to pander to women, to run around and pretend like, Oh, God. I just saw that Jasmine Crockett on CNN last night. She's some kind of congresswoman out of Texas, and she's on CNN, and she's telling Scott Jennings and someone else that, you're on camera with 3 capable black women right now. And my thought was, capable of what? Abortion? Gay marriage? Running a man up out of the house? Loud talking and trying to dominate a man? Capable of that? Yes, I've seen it. But, capable of what? And then I saw this thing from Mike Tomlin that really hammered it home. There's a lot of people capable, but it's like, what are you willing to do? Don't care what you're capable of. What are you willing to do? Are you willing to submit to a man who's following Jesus Christ? Are you willing to stay in a marriage that doesn't make you happy 24/7? Are you willing to pursue holiness? Are you willing to make sacrifices that benefit your kids and your kids' kids? These people are nuts. Cam, you had a father that was a minister or is a minister. Get off that damn podcast and just go talk to your daddy. And y'all open up a Bible and then ask yourself, are the things you're promoting, are they in alignment with what's in this book? Maybe you don't care about that book. Say that. But right, Jason, you ain't that guy. You right, I don't want to be that guy. I reject that guy. That guy was an idiot. You don't have to be one, Cam, not forever. I used to be one. You don't have to be one forever. And some of you other athletes, you don't have to be an idiot forever. And yes, I know that there's a lot of rewards that the world will offer you for being an idiot and promoting idiocy and promoting death and destruction to young black people. And you just keep staying in that child sacrifice cult of that whole leftist movement. And you keep on worshiping mama, and you keep on worshiping black women, and you keep on making sure that everything out of your mouth pleases a woman. And then you keep looking at the results. The results will not be good. And so, yes, this man's talking about what I said about Joy Taylor is inappropriate. What? What was inappropriate? She got a big rack? And me trying to tell other men, don't get distracted by that big rack. There's a lot of things that come along with it. It will cost you your job. It will have you out here looking like a fool, and a simp. And it's me trying to say, don't be a simp like Emmanuel Acho. They put a big rack and some peanut butter skin in front of me. Yeah, I'll do a show with Joy. And it was a disaster. And me, I said, nice rack, love that peanut butter skin, I'm good. Not gonna do it. Not going to give her leverage over me. Because she can get leverage all kinds. She ain't got to give me none to have leverage over me. All she's got to do is not give me some to have leverage over me. Well, Jason asked for some of this and I told him no. Now she's got leverage over me. I'm giving you common sense, street smarts. It's biblical wisdom, but it works in the streets as well. Quit giving these women leverage over you. They're gonna take you straight to hell. What do you think the Bible is about? What do you think the garden was about? Are you really this stupid? You have to develop the character, the courage, the strength, the wisdom to say, I'll go Belle Biv DeVoe. Never trust a big butt and a smile. That guy, a guy with a brain, Cam, that's lived long enough to know what goes along with turning your life over to your penis. It doesn't end well. You will be STD riddled, baby mama and child support riddled. Your son will be confused about what a man is. And the next thing you know, you and what's the girl's name? I can't even think of, what's the girl's name that Dwayne Wade's married to that's a demon? Whatever her name is, dark, she got that chocolate skin and a decent rack. But next thing you know, you and your son will be in a dress somewhere because he don't know what a man is because you've been led around by your penis. And trust me, there's the most unholy place on earth is a man's penis. I know mine is. Very unholy. Never thinks a good thought. Anyway, Cam, I hope this has helped. The rest of you, I hope it's helped you as well. We'll keep it tight today. We'll play tomorrow, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Waiting for the countdown, coming off the breakdown, standing in line for freedom. Looking for a breakout, feeling like a standoff, nothing in life like freedom. Came in like a fighter, striking like a ladder, making all these moves for freedom. I want freedom. No negotiation, my sister, no relation. We all just wanna have freedom.